The number one method to sell a homeowner. This goes for both marketing and sales. This is episode 275 for our weekly quick tips reminders in all facets of marketing to help you grow your business with more quality leads. We focus predominantly with online marketing, with education, a strategy behind that education, and implementation support too if you so need it. Last week, we were talking about marketing statistics and the analogy of how you could see whether you're poor, fair, or doing your best on an ongoing basis by comparing it analytically to how you manage your credit. And we were using us as an example. So check that episode out. The week before, we were talking about pausing for just a moment to analyze because it's amazing how many just simply go with the flow when it comes to not just marketing leads, but even estimates and cash flow too. You need to take a moment and check out that episode. And this week, we're now back to the number one method to sell a homeowner. And the reason why we're bringing this up is we're at a time of season where some people are just kicking it. They're so busy that it's wonderful, and they're already booking out until early 2024, which is fantastic. But then there's some other people that are sensing a slowdown, and many people judge the slowdown only by the inbound marketing. And what we like to remind people is stop making excuses when you sense a slowdown and treat only the inbound communications of your website, email, social media, and even inbound phone calls. Because here at My Online Toolbox, over 35 years ago, the way we founded our first of four businesses, we grew up in a different age where we had to walk the streets and pound on door after door after door and even make a phone call. And phone calls were much harder because you had to sit and spin the little rotary and wait for each click to go. Hopefully, someone would answer, but there was not even voice message machines at that time. So, what the key thing to realize is that too many people are afraid to communicate. So, of course, we're using an image of a woman who's smiling, looking at the phone, but we're not showing that on that phone, it doesn't mean that the person's looking at an email or a text. It could be that they're actually talking, and that is the key thing talking. Whether it's on the phone or whether it's even a face to face communication, you need to, as an owner, take responsibility as a leader of making sure somebody in your company is communicating with prospects beyond just electronic warfare, is what we like to say. Yes, email's great, texting's great. It will never replace your passion and emotion and sincerity, period. So if you do see a slowdown, we tell people all the time, and it starts with existing customers and existing prospects. You simply create a list. You don't need to have a master's degree in how to create a list, but whether it's existing customers over the last X amount of years, sort by most recent to latest or biggest to smallest, it really doesn't matter. You simply go through a checklist and have somebody, it doesn't matter who, start calling people to say, hello, this is ABC Remodeling. We did a great job for you in whatever time frame it was, and we just wanted to one, say hello and thank you for the relationship, and see, is there anything else that we could do for you or possibly a new neighbor that you could introduce us to? And of course, that's more in a sales mode, but if you're in a marketing mode and you're trying to find out things you could do better, you could use the same phone call to customers to say you're calling past customers to simply ask, how were they happy with your service? And if they were you, was there anything you could have done different or better to improve your business? You use that as a lead in to first learn about yourself because it's easy for everybody to improve, including My Online Toolbox. And we learn a lot when our clients guide us into what they love about us and what they wish we did different or better. You could use that as a lead in to communicate, to hear what they have to say, and then, of course, leverage it as from a marketing opportunity to learn what you could have done better to a sales opportunity. Maybe this one person who answered the phone was so happy with you and they never gave you a Google review, or possibly they didn't give you a Facebook review. So just ask at that given moment, hey, thank you so much for that suggestion. And at the same time, since you were happy, I noticed that you never gave us a Facebook review. Would you mind giving us a shout out there or a Google review, whatever it may be? And then lead into, Is there any other neighbors that we could help you with? This number one method of marketing and selling is all based on communication. So if you're only relying on electronic devices, you will possibly do very good. But if there's a slowdown, there's a free alternative by simply picking up the phone and dialing with an attitude to solicit opinions and to solicit potential future business with this existing customer who may have forgotten about you as time went by, or new neighbors that may have moved in and they simply just didn't think to share that information with you at that given moment. There's many other topics here, but remember communication, communication, communication. Pick up the phone, or even better yet, drive over in a neighborhood, choose an X amount of a 1 mile square radius or whatever it may be, target a few customers that you haven't seen in a while, knock on their door, say hello, but don't let the sales force tell you things are slowing down if they're not proactively doing something to help support that particular topic. This is my online toolbox reminding new people that don't know us, please check out the basic education for more leads. You'll look at your websites, never the same again. You'll communicate with programmers, never the same again. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to brand yourself better, as well as understand the SEO topics and how search engines will attract future leads to your website. This is my online toolbox providing weekly quick tips and reminders in marketing. And remember to start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy week, and we will see you next week.